Texas Longhorns quarterback Malik Murphy is officially in the transfer portal. What happened here? Why is he no longer with Texas? Not just from a standpoint of why is he transferring. I mean more so like he's not a part of this team when it comes to their college football playoff run. So we talked about that a little bit on the live show. We'll re-unpack that right now because I don't blame Malik Murphy, but I do blame someone else. And when it comes to schools that could be interested in Malik Murphy, we'll talk about that as well as maybe some teams that could be an ideal fit for the young Malik Murphy. So we'll talk about all that right now. First things first, make sure you're subscribed, right? We have about 70% of y'all that are not yet subscribed. We would love to have y'all a part of this operation. You're already watching. Go ahead and double check on that button. You may not have clicked it. Hit the subscribe button to this channel, Talking Ball every single day. We appreciate y'all so much in advance for that. So let's start with the position he's in right now. Malik Murphy, I promise you, did not want to leave Texas before their college football playoff run ended. It makes sense that he wanted to look at somewhere else to play. There was rumblings about Quinn Ewers maybe coming back. And if you're Malik Murphy, that's another year sitting. He wants to play right now. We'll talk about that in a second as well. But why he's doing this now and why he's not playing with Texas in the college football playoff is because of the college football calendar. So the people that made the college football calendar are the ones that you should blame and not Malik Murphy. This is not a Malik Murphy decision. His hand is being forced very much so by this whole calendar that the college football people have created. So to take it a step further, National Signing Day, right around the corner. We'll talk about that a ton right here on this platform. We'll have a big live show on the On The Recruits channel for you, so make sure you're dialed in there. But schools are starting to get their ducks in a row with their quarterback position, who they're taking from the high school level, who they're taking from the portal. And so if you're Malik Murphy and you want to have your best chance to be successful next year at a new spot, you got to kind of make those moves right now. So his hand is being forced, as he would, I'm sure, like to be with Texas and see it all the way through to their chances to play for a national title. But again, the calendar is the reason why that's undoable, or why you can't make that happen, unfortunately. And Malik Murphy, just to make sure we round this thought out, he is the reason why they're playing in the college football playoff. If he did not hold up his end of the bargain when Quinn Ewers went down and they lost another game, they wouldn't even be in that conversation. So if Texas does get a ring, Malik Murphy absolutely deserves one. And I'm sure he will get one by nature of the way that Texas has talked about this. So some schools that are interested in Malik Murphy, where should he go? It's reported from Pete Thamel of ESPN that Georgia, South Carolina, USC, Baylor, Oregon State, among some other schools, have all shown a little bit of interest in Malik Murphy. Here's the big thing, too. He has 3 years left of eligibility. So Malik Murphy comes in and helps you for a year. He's not gone to the league the next year necessarily. He's a guy that can stay with you for a while. You can develop. And I think, quite frankly, that's the most ideal situation for a team as well as Malik Murphy, because you look at what he has. I mean, 6'5", 238 pounds. Dude has a rocket for an arm. To me, just extremely raw in some sense. And I'm not a scout. I'm not an NFL draft guy. Just from watching college football, he's a guy that I think is going to benefit a lot from getting more game reps. He's this tremendous piece of clay. You get 3 years to mold him, he's going to be a problem once he reaches the latter part of that development in the best way possible. So in terms of some schools that we should look at for Malik Murphy that were mentioned, I think by nature of what Malik Murphy wants to do when he arrives at his next spot, he said, listen, I want to play. I want to go somewhere where I can play. I don't want to have to wait around. And to me, that kind of crosses Georgia off the list. Again, we said Georgia showed some interest. But if you're Malik Murphy and playing quickly is a priority for you, Georgia's probably not a place where you feel extremely confident that's going to happen. I do think that there's something to be said, too, for the rest of the quarterback dominoes. What happens with Cam Ward will kind of set the musical chairs off of, okay, well, if he goes to Miami, what happens to Will Howard? Does he go to USC? If Cam Ward goes to Florida State, where does DJU go? So I think there's a lot of moving pieces, and Cam Ward is that moving piece to set it all off. But let's just assume that everything shakes out to where Malik Murphy has his pick of the litter. USC, to me, would be the spot for Malik Murphy. Because for him, quarterback development being at probably one of the top things he wants, Lincoln Riley is the quarterback developer. Like, he is the guy in college football. You look at his resume from Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts, Caleb Williams. Say what you want about his defense, dude speaks quarterback fluently. And so for Malik Murphy to get back home where he played high school football just up the road from USC and to be able to play in that quarterback-friendly offense, learn from the best quarterback guru in the country, I think that would check all the boxes for him. Also, you get to run your resume through the lens of playing in the Big Ten which will be one of the best conferences in college football, even further so next season, adding USC, UCLA, Washington, and Oregon. So I think that makes a ton of sense. If you're able to go there, if that's a spot you can land if you're Malik Murphy, I think you take that, and I don't think you think twice about it. Now, South Carolina, to me, is also super intriguing. Say what you want about what they didn't do last season. Say what you want about Spencer Rattler. We think very differently about him pre-South Carolina and post-South Carolina. Pre-South Carolina, it was like, he's the guy that got benched to Oklahoma. He, didn't really deliver all that hype he had before the season, before he got benched for Caleb Williams. And then after South Carolina, we're like, hey, he's a legitimate NFL draft prospect. Like, he, I think, put a lot of things on tape playing in that offense under Dow Loggins and probably helped his NFL draft stock. So playing in a pro-style system, I think, is intriguing. Playing the SEC for the same reason USC is intriguing in the Big Ten. So is South Carolina playing in the SEC. I'm curious how this would fit because, again, playing right away seems to be a priority for Malik Murphy. I wonder how you feel about Lenoris Sellers if you're South Carolina. Super talented true freshman from a season ago, tons of ability, tons of tools. Is it going to be a thing where they have a quarterback battle? Is it Lenoris Sellers sit for another year behind Malik Murphy? I'm curious how that would shake out. I'm curious how Malik Murphy would feel about that. But that's an interesting school that got thrown into the mix there in terms of interest for a Malik Murphy. Now, here's one school that's getting zero buzz, time of us recording this, but I think should be a dark horse when it comes to the Malik Murphy sweepstakes. We say it a lot on here. Whenever a kid jumps in the portal, we go right to where they're from. Hey, where's the hometown? We mentioned USC already. What about UCLA? Chip Kelly's offense being up-tempo, quarterback-friendly, quick decisions to be made. I think that could be a really good fit. Also, opportunity to play. UCLA did not have an answer last year at quarterback from where I'm standing. If I'm Malik Murphy, I step foot in Westwood. I'm the best quarterback on campus. Period. Mic drop, the end. What we said about USC as well. Play in the Big Ten Conference. Be able to play against some really good competition. Be able to be developed in that sense under Chip Kelly. Also, I understand they're different offenses, but I think there's some similarities in a broad sense between what he did at Texas under Steve Sarkisian and what he'd be asked to do under Chip Kelly at UCLA. A lot of, quarterback decisions to be made right away on that mesh with the RPO, able to go up tempo. We shouldn't undersell the fact that Malik Murphy was coached by Steve Sarkisian and his quarterback development he got there. I think he got a lot of experience that will be invaluable behind closed doors on the 40 acres. The big thing for me with him is just getting game reps and even being reps as the guy. Because I think, again, going back to his tools, dude's a baller. Get him the right system, get him the right support, get him the right development. He's going to be a very, very good quarterback wherever he ends up at. So I'm watching those schools. Again, a lot of others that are interested. We'll see how this thing develops. But Malik Murphy wants to play. You can't blame him. I don't blame him. I blame the calendar. And for Texas now, we said this on their live show, but I'll say it one more time. If Quinn Ewers steps on the escalator a little bit funny and twists his ankle, you're looking to Arch Manning, a true freshman, to lead you through the college football playoff gauntlet and get you a national championship. Again, I'm mad at the calendar people. I'm not mad at Malik Murphy. Just kind of the situation we're in right now. So we'll keep an eye on him. And again, if he just has his pick of the litter, USC gets my vote for Malik Murphy. Keep it locked right here. Talking ball every single day. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Make sure you're subscribed. We're going to keep this party rolling. We will see y'all next time. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.